The topic of today's sermon is showing off. Back in the Buddha's day, there was a rich man who heard about a lot of the religions in that current day and age. Every religion had these powers and these amazing things they could do. They could read your mind, they could fly. Everybody was bragging about how powerful their religion was. Well, this rich man or this powerful man said, you know what? I'm sick of all this bragging. Let's see who can prove it. So he took one of these bowls, one of these mat, and he put it up really, really high, like on a high tree, high building, suspended from a rope, and said, I want to see whose religion has a powerful person who can fly up there, grab the bowl, and bring it back to me. That is the religion I will follow. Well, for the next month or so, because he was very rich, everyone wanted him as a student. He would pay millions of dollars. So everybody tried to come up with all these trick magic things like secret poles or like standing on each other's backs. No one had actual powers. Everybody was fake. And so when the $1 million was put on the line, no one could do it. Well, this man started talking a lot of disrespect towards all the religions, that they're all fake, they're all liars, all religions are liars, they're all fake. Well, it just so happened that some of the monks of the Buddha came by and heard this man talking bad about religions. And so back then was very early in Buddhism. And so this monk was an arahant, and he actually had true powers. And so when he heard the story, he said, oh, you want someone to go up and get the bowl? I can do it. And he just floated in the air, grabbed the bowl, and came back down. Guess what happened? This man became a student immediately, donated millions of dollars to the temple, spread the news everywhere. Now people were coming from everywhere to come see the magic. And when this news got to the Buddha, instead of saying, oh cool, you brought us $1 million in revenue, or cool, you brought like 100,000 million new students, the Buddha says no. He called a collection of all the monks together for a big, big meeting and said, did you do this? I heard that people said you did this. Did you really fly in the air and grab the bowl and show off? And the monk says, yeah, I did. And the Buddha says, from now on, there is a new rule for all monks. Monks are not allowed to show their powers no matter what. Not only that, anyone speaking of powers will be punished. And anyone who lies about powers will be chased out. And people ask the Buddha, why? Like, what's the big deal? We have the powers, why can't we show it? And he says, look what happened. Because you showed off, now all people want to see is your powers. Not only that, they want to test you. That's all they care about now. And when you do that, it takes away from who you really are. Why did you get the powers? You got the powers because of dedicated training. You trained your mind, you trained your soul, you practiced so hard. The powers were a side effect. That's not the purpose of the training. And so if you show off that part of it, all people want to see is that part of it. And you're taking away from the true essence of the religion. Now, by showing off, what you have done to yourself is, you've made yourself a target. Now everyone wants to check you, challenge you, try to beat you, try to copy you. And now you're not free to practice anymore. This actually happened to our teacher, Luang Por Thoon also. Allow me to take a quick side note on the story. He told us a story about when he first became an arahant. He wanted to see if what he knew was real. He felt like he knew a lot of things. He could understand and see the future, and he wanted to test it and see if it was real. So knowing that in the Isan area of Thailand, they all want lottery numbers, right? And so he gave them the lottery numbers. And guess what happened? Everybody won the lottery. Now guess what happened? From now on, he had a whole big line of people waiting in front of his kuti every day. He stopped giving out the numbers because he saw how dangerous it was. But it didn't stop. People would count how many spoons of rice he ate. People would count how many steps he walked across the room. People would count what time he came out of the room. And so it turned out that this powerful, intelligent, smart monk who could help you reach enlightenment, nobody cared. Everybody saw him as the lottery monk. He had to leave Thailand and go to Laos for a while to get away from this. And guess what? People followed him to Laos. And that's when he realized that, like, yeah, I do have the ability, but it's very dangerous to use. And so these two lessons, what can they teach you? All of you sitting here might not have magic, but you're special. Some of you are good in one way or special in another way. And because we're special, because we're good at it, we want the whole world to see it. We want the whole world to notice what we have. But we never think about the side effects. That's not all that you are. You have so many more things that you are. But if you only show off one thing, if you live for showing off that one thing, that's all you're going to be known for. No one's going to care what you have in your heart. No one's going to care what you have in your brain. They just want to see what you're showing. Therefore, the moral of this lesson is, beware what you're showing off, lest it become all that you're about.